Well, we do have a proclamation, so Dr. Valesky, would you like to join me in front, and we can do that proclamation?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So after everybody comes back from the week vacation, it will be American Education Week. So when everybody's away, I want you to think about that, what that means, okay? You're not going to do anything fun that week off, right? All right.
Darn
Anyway,
it.
Yeah, I was going to say. But we do want to recognize all of the folks that make your time in our district so great, and we're going to do that now. So I'm going to ask the board if I might have a motion for the following proclamation. Whereas public schools are the backbone of our democracy, providing young people with the tools they need to maintain our nation's precious values of freedom, civility, and equality. And whereas by equipping young Americans with both practical skills and broader intellectual abilities, schools give them hope for and access to a productive future. And whereas public education employees, be they administrators, teachers, health and student service workers, librarians, custodians, bus drivers, clerical workers, food service professionals, skilled trade workers, security guards, technical employees, or substitutes, work tirelessly to serve our children and communities with care and professionalism. And whereas public schools encourage community by bringing together adults and children, educators and volunteers, business leaders and elected officials for a common purpose. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education proclaims November 13th through 17th, 2017 as American Education Week.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Becker, second by Mrs. Shaw. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Becker.
I just want to say that American Education Week this year is rather poignant, considering the horrific events earlier in New York this week, and about how I am so proud and so happy to live in a community that embraces all the values of freedom and of being a community. And it really drives it home. And that the ability to come together and celebrate who we are as a community, who we are as a school district, is just wonderful. I'm just very proud to be a member of the East Brunswick community. And when I look out amongst all the students, you inspire us every single day to do what we do. We're so proud of what you do and of all the people who make up our district community. It truly is a week to celebrate freedom and values. So I'm thinking it's good timing.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mrs. Becker. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries. This evening, I'd like to ask from our East Brunswick Education Association, Norma Comerford, Florence Tellerchio, Dr. Dana Zambicki, Joanne Bygis, and Valerie Alamonte to come up and please accept our resolution on behalf of all of our professional staff and support staff.
Do we want to balance this out, or we want all of us down? Going to be guy, girl, guy, girl?
I don't have much balance in my life lately, so.
Thanks, Dr.
Thanks.
Wilson.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
All right, we have a couple of presentations this evening. Dr. Valesky, I think we have, it's a full house. We must have two schools here.
We do. We have teachers and students from, first off, Irwin Elementary School.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening. We are the Irwin 5th grade ambassadors. My name is Lexi.
My name is Miriam.
My name is Clifford.
My name is Ariel.
My name is Thea.
My name is Sanjita. And my name is Tasneem.
As ambassadors, we set a good example for the students of Irwin School. We help out in many ways, such as helping with assemblies, supporting our Positive School Climate program, helping out at Learning Lab, and assisting students and teachers.
This year, our school theme is Irwin has the power to be a superhero. Irwin students have the power to be kind, safe, responsible, respectful, and to include others.
You will see our superhero theme throughout Irwin School, in our front display case, in our classrooms, on our bulletin boards, on the doors, and hanging in the hallways. Some examples are here for you to see, and we will leave it with you to look at more closely.
When students show their superpower behavior, they may receive a superpower shield from any adult at Irwin School.
These can help them earn weekly, monthly, and quarterly prizes. The whole school is working to earn enough shields to have an end-of-the-year superhero celebration.
As members of the Board of Education, you use your superpowers to help all the students in the East Brunswick Public Schools. Please accept these superhero power shields from Irwin School.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to know if it's going to give me special powers during the day.
Apparently, we already have superpowers,
Yeah.
so thank you very much.
Nice job.
Now, Dr. Valesky, I'm looking here. When am I going to have to use my coupon here?
Probably tonight.
Yeah, okay. It's going to be that kind of closed session?
It could be.
All right. Thank you, Irwin. And next, I think we have Lawrenceburg.
We do.
All right.
Hi everyone, we are so happy to be here to share some great stuff going on in our 5th grade math classes at Lawrenceburg. My name is Ashley and I will give you an overview of how we are learning. We call it Math Workshop and it's a little different than the way we have worked in math class before. We used to stay in a group and rotate to different activities that the teacher managed. Now we manage our own learning. At the beginning of everyday math unit, our teacher gives us a list of skills we need to learn. We use the list to help us set our own personal math goal each week. Then we choose the activities to complete. Sometimes we work independently, sometimes we work with friends, and sometimes we work with the teacher. And our teachers are there to guide us and help us along the way all the time. We are loving it. Here's Edison to tell you more about the activities we complete.
Hi, I'm Edison. I'll explain how we complete our work during math workshop time. After our teacher does a short mini lesson on the new skill we are learning, we are able to work on our own and our own pace for the rest of the math class. But we can't just do whatever we want. On Mondays, our teacher gives us a list of tasks to complete for the week. Some are mandatory, some are if we have more time. It is our responsibility to complete everything needed by Friday. They all have either something to do with the main skill we are working on or reviewing past skills. If we needed a challenge, the teacher has worked on special long-term, exciting projects. Now, here's Zach to show you some of the activities we do.
Hi, I'm Zach. Here are some examples of activities we work on. We work on problems from our everyday math journal. We even have to check the answers by ourselves with an answer key or with each other. We always have a digital learning activity on our Chromebook, such as an everyday math online game. We often have an open response problem solving questions where we have to practice reading and solving and writing out math explanations for big problems. And we always have some partner work and group work when we get to work together with our friends to play games and work on math projects. Now here's Angelina to show you some more.
Hi, I'm Angelina. Our teachers always say that knowing what math words mean is so important. For example, do you know that what exponent even is? So one of our ongoing activities is adding definitions to our math glossary. The important math words we learn during that week get put on a list, and we have to make sure to research their meanings and show examples of it. Another task we have every week is called Find the Error. We have to analyze someone else's math work and figure out what they do wrong and why they did it, and how we could help them fix their mistake. This really helps us understand and explain math. Now here's Raven to talk about what our teachers do while we're working, because they're super busy too.
Hi, I'm Raven. In our math workshop, we really feel like the classroom and the learning are for us. Our teachers are only there to guide us along, helping or challenging us when we need it. So they are busy watching us work, keeping track of how we are doing, and getting us things we need. They work with us as needed. Instead of a set schedule, time, and group of us, we love this system, and our teachers do too. Sometimes we work with a teacher in guided group. Sometimes a teacher may want to work with us by ourselves so we could have a private math conference, like to go over mistakes we made on a test. Sometimes a teacher will help us organize our materials so we could work better. We always know our teachers are around to support and encourage us while we try to meet our math goals. And here's Alex to talk about how we wrap it up.
Hi, I'm Alex. At the end of each week, we have time to think about our goals. Did we accomplish it? Why or why not? What should be our new goal for the next week? We look back over our skill checklist for the whole unit and make sure we are working towards them. That helps us stay on track. By the time we have the unit test, we are all super prepared, and then we just get to show off of what we can do. It is a great feeling. So you can see that we are very busy doing lots of math. We love that we are responsible for our own progress and that we can choose for ourselves how to practice. We know we can ask for help when we need it, and we are learning how to manage our time so we accomplish what we need to do. We are learning lots of math, but we are also learning how to be independent workers too. We really own our own learning and are super proud of it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Lawrence Brook. Awesome.
I think they have a career in broadcast journalism, in
All
addition
of
to
the
being
kids,
math
yes.
specialists.
Very
They are
good.
so articulate.
Very good. Now, Dr. Valesky, we have one more presentation.
We have a quick presentation for the entire board and the entire community assembled here, and for everybody who's going to watch this tonight.
It's an important presentation, I think,
It
right?
is,
Okay,
it is.
then we should.
And I'm going to change seats for a second.
Okay. Anybody want the superintendent's seat while he's up?
Just temporarily, it's not forever.
All right, okay.
Tonight, we celebrate another milestone for East Brunswick Public Schools, the certification of East Brunswick High School as future ready. The reason for the pride among the team who worked on this endeavor is the realization that 3.5 years ago, we hadn't put a single Chromebook in the hands of any student or teacher, and our infrastructure and our technology policies needed substantial work. In fact, we were just beginning discussions about bring your own device and the merits of letting students use their cell phone in class. We've come a long way. Here we are in 2017 with our high school holding both Blue Ribbon and Future Ready designations. And what's on the horizon for 2018? Well, it's going to be the completion of certification for our remaining 10 schools. So how did we get here? I attended a workshop at the 2016 School Boards Convention on Future Ready when the program was just in its infancy in New Jersey. And during that presentation, they revealed that over the following year, the certification process would take place and successful school districts would be recognized at the 2017 School Boards Convention held just last week. At the end of that session, I approached Joshua Cohen, who was the presenter, and simply said, "Hi, I'm Victor Valesky from East Brunswick Public Schools. We'll see you on the stage next year." Brazen? Well, that's who we are. I've come to discover the uniqueness of the East Brunswick Public Schools DNA. We are student-focused and we are unstoppable. It's not just about putting a bunch of type A personalities in a room. Someone has to marshal all that energy, intellect, and talent. And at the building level, Dr. Mike Vanella has done that. At the district level, Dr. Joyce Boley quickly tapped into my vision, assembled the appropriate stakeholders, and made sure every detail was addressed in the certification process. Thank you to both of them, as well as the rest of the EB team who contributed to this inaugural success. Finally, I want to thank the Board of Education for supporting and endorsing our efforts to be future ready. This was truly a district-wide effort, and the result is empowering because this is not an end. This is just the beginning of a continuous process, and we are excited to be on the leading edge. Now I'd like Dr. Joyce Boley to give a snapshot of what Future Ready is about.
Good evening, everybody. So Future Ready is a partnership of the New Jersey Department of Education, the New Jersey School Boards Association, and the New Jersey Institute of Technology. The vision of this initiative is to support schools as they promote the skills, abilities, and capacities essential for success in college, career, and citizenship in a digital age. The Future Ready framework is comprised of 7 gears: curriculum, instruction, and assessment, personalized professional learning, robust infrastructure, budget and resources, community partnerships, data and privacy, use of space and time, and collaborative leadership. We will continue to self-assess our practices in each of these areas and plan for next steps. Of the approximately 600 school districts in New Jersey, 20 school districts can claim to have future-ready schools. I am proud to say that we are one of them. Last week, I had the honor of accepting our award at the New Jersey School Boards Conference as Future Ready has certified East Brunswick High School. At this time, I'd like to share a quick video with you. Oh.
In 2025, I will graduate from high school. The world will be a much different place then.
We'll communicate in new ways.
We'll work with people we've never met.
Everything I need for classes will be right in here. How do we get there?
Is this the Bluetooth?
I'm thinking no.
Where does this go? This will be HD.
This used to be state-of-the-art. We have to continually adapt and innovate.
Classrooms should look more like the real world.
We need modern tools to learn to solve problems. The world will always have plenty of problems.
My mom doesn't know how to do this. I'll need to learn how to learn anything.
Anyone can download or listen to it. I want to create it.
I know what I want to be when I grow up, but they haven't named it yet.
Future ready? The future better get ready for me.
And me.
And me. And me.
Me too.
It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
Don't worry, we've got you covered. Preparing our students for tomorrow. It's the most important work we have as educators. Today's job market is different than it was 10 years ago. And in 10 years from now, who knows what it will look like. Technology will be integrated into most job functions our graduates will perform. We need to make sure that technology is integrated into everything we teach. It's a different mindset. It's not just about putting a Chromebook in front of a student. It's about how we consistently integrate ever-changing technology into our curriculum. We need to make sure we are constantly identifying the best tools and methods to prepare our students for their future. We are going to challenge our students into thinking differently, and that means we will need to think differently ourselves. It's a big job, but I know we're up to the challenge. Future ready? Really? The future better be ready for us.
Okay, so as you can see, East Brunswick is future ready. At this time, Dr. Valesky, Dr. Vanella, and I would like to present this banner to the East Brunswick Board of Education and the community.
I think we're good. Yeah.
You know what?
Tell us where you're going to put that, though.
In the high school.
Excellent.
Do you know where, Dr. Vanilla?
Absolutely.
In your office?
Right in the front entrance so everybody can see it.
Good. We can turn around for the board. Let's look.
That is awesome. That is great. Now, I should mention, when Dr. Valesky joined us, one of the board's priorities was technology. I don't think anybody saw this coming because this was a relatively new certification. But Dr. Valesky, in pulling this together in 1 year, I think that you're on top of technology and making sure that we are getting our kids where they need to be in terms of that. So thank you very much for getting us here in a year.
Well, I'm serious. It's truly a district effort. We couldn't do it, first of all, without the people around this table who allocate the resources for us to do the things that you see in the classrooms. And we have a great team of people that worked together over this last year to put all this together. And Dr. Vanella had already set the platform at the high school. And Dr. Boley made sure that every T was crossed, every I was dotted. And many conversations with the state about submissions, revisions, submissions, revisions. Sometimes Dr. Boley would look frustrated, but it all worked out. And we're looking forward to the certification of the rest of our schools. It's a 3-year life on the certification. So it's not something that you get and you get to hold on to forever. Every 3 years you have to demonstrate that you are future ready. And they're going to create additional tiers this next year, so you'll have 3 levels that you'll have to achieve.
And I'll tell you, technology is one area of our budget that we do not, in my opinion, fund as adequately or as robustly as we really ought to. And so this took some foresight, some long-term thinking.
Yeah.
Because to get us where we are here, knowing that our investment in technology, again, has taken a backseat sometimes to other priorities, there was still quite a bit of thinking, long-term thinking about where we were going to get. So, that says something, I think. So.
And I appreciate the efforts of and I truly mean this, the entire team.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people behind the scenes that aren't here in this room tonight that contributed to this, and I just want to make sure that, as a team, everyone gets credit for it.
Dr. Vanella and Dr. Bowley, thank you. It's pretty cool. Mrs. Chu.
If I could just make a comment. So NJIT was one of the partners. I graduated from NJIT in 1982, and one of my jobs in college was running punch cards. So for those of you, before we had digital, we had these cards, and you had to print out every line of code was on a card. So I ran the cards. So NJIT, I'm glad to see, has come a long way too.
A little bit. Anyone else? Pretty cool.
Just one quick statement. I did some research last night. I don't know if anybody knows this, but the young girl in the video, when she pointed to the phone and said, "Everything I need for school is in this right here." Last night I looked it up. I didn't know the number. The computing power of an iPhone 6 is about 2,000 times the computing power that the astronauts used to get to the moon. That's amazing, that we carry that around every single day.
So I can try to get to the moon with this now?
and this.
Beyond. Okay,
and
beyond.
It's coming.
It's incredible. And it's so fast, though, too. Thank you. On that note, while we're all still here, let's do the good of the cause for the public, where individual members are invited to express themselves on school-related matters of concern to ensure a fair and orderly public period. Comments are limited to 5 minutes, and please remember that if you have an individual student or staff issue, please address it first with the appropriate administrative staff before bringing it to the board. Those who wish to come to the podium, please state your name and your role or address, whatever you choose, for the record.
Good evening. Dana Zimbicki, President of the East Brunswick Education Association. I just wanted to comment on the Ed Camp that we ran on October 21st here in East Brunswick. In fitting with the theme of tonight, East Brunswick is always trailblazers in everything we do. And this Ed Camp was the first Ed Camp that was a community Ed Camp. Typically, it's for educators. This one, we invited community members and parents to come. We made sure we had special sessions for their interest. And it was a fantastic event. We had 242 people register for the event. The beautiful 80-degree weather on a Saturday in the middle of October kept our attendance down a bit. All the people didn't show up, but that's okay. We still had a very successful event. And I want to thank Joyce Bowley and Mike Gaskell and Kelly Groshin, who were just amazing teammates in pulling this all together. So hopefully next year when we put the next one together, right, Joyce? Yeah. You'll all be attending with us. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Dr. Zimbicki. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Donald Simons. I live on River Road. I would like to say that me and my family think that Miss Vicky, the school nurse at Bell Monroe School, goes above and beyond what is required of a school nurse. I mean, my family, for what she's done for my grandchildren, we really like to thank her and notify the board that we think she does an outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
Candy Farber, 69 Overhill Road. I hate to be the one that bursts the bubble of everything that's been going on tonight, because everything that has happened tonight has been wonderful. However, I have an email here that was addressed to administrators, was addressed to Dr. Valesky, was addressed to the athletic director. I met with Mr. Suter on Monday, October the 23rd at 6:45 a.m. after I emailed everybody Friday, October the 20th, 2017 at 8:59. I made sure I made 20 copies here for everybody and have Dr. Valesky's email address highlighted that my child's phone was stolen second period as we're sitting and talking about technology. And I am a teacher, not in East Brunswick, but I am a teacher, so I also have the laws about harassment, intimidation, and bullying printed out that I made sure I read through, because nothing was done after my child told the gym teacher, went into the main office, the secretary said she helped him, and I did not get a text message from my child, who was scared to call me, until almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, October 20th, where I found on my phone, his phone, and with the wonderful security staff at Churchill, who I've already found out that the Board of Education members have entered the gym lockers at Churchill, which are deplorable, because they weren't going to let me in. An hour after I was in garbage cans, found my son's phone. And if I didn't stay there, my child's phone would have been thrown away because it was in the garbage can. And not one administrator from Churchill picked up the telephone and called me. The secretary didn't call me. The gym teacher didn't call me. The 9th grade administrator didn't call me. The 8th grade administrator didn't call me. Dr. Valesky didn't email me back. And Mr. Suter told me when I met with him, he's sorry that he took Friday off. And he took his notes and called me back Monday afternoon and told me that the cameras couldn't get a clear shot in the gym of who the child was, and that it's an open case. Well, I want to know who was going to replace the phone if it was thrown away, because we're sitting and talking about technology. And I saw children in elementary school with their own personal devices in that video. Technology integrated. I am a middle school math teacher. I do a pilot program that works off of laptops. I am very well educated as to how important technology is. But I also know how important it is that our children are safe and not bullied. And I don't think that it's fair when my son, in the beginning of the year, went to his gym teacher and told his gym teacher that his locker was broken, that it wasn't replaced. So I think that the locker rooms are a disgrace. I think the whole situation's a disgrace, and I am not a happy parent.
Mrs. Farber, I apologize for what your son went through. Well, this is the first, I think, that we're hearing of this. But what I can promise you is we're going to ask Dr. Valesky to start an investigation, if one is not already underway, and to personally look into what happened. I do know we have cameras. I also know that, unfortunately, and this is not, sometimes we don't capture it. That we know we've had that come to us before. It's a frustration, but we're getting better, but we're not perfect there.
Mr. Simmons, I totally get that. I totally get where my classroom is in my building. Yeah. The cameras are at the other end. I totally get that. Yeah. However, it wasn't addressed with one child. You only have so many kids in the gym. Nobody has been held accountable. But not for nothing, forget the child now being held accountable. What about the adults? What about the adults in the building that when I walked in I took a sick day. I had to take a sick day to go meet with Mr. Suter at 6:45 in the morning. And the secretary says, I helped your son. I said, you helped my son? How did you help my son? She's like, oh, I pulled it up on my computer, find my iPhone. Not one phone call all day long. Not one.
Yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna ask Dr. Valesky to personally look at all the chain here in terms of the timeline that will happen. He will get back to you.
And honestly, I wouldn't have been here, except I dot my i's and cross my t's, and everyone's on here. Dr. Valesky, Mark Suter, Mr. Ivanovich, Miss Dragonetti.
No, it sounds like you spoke with a lot of people, but I think at this point, though, we would ask the superintendent to look at that and see where the breakdown was. I'm glad you got it back. I hope it wasn't damaged. You will get better next time. Hopefully this won't happen, but your service will be better next time.
Thank
Okay?
you.
I am sorry
Thank
about
you.
that. Anyone else wish to address the board? Because what I want to do now, if it's okay, call a recess, a very short one, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, and we will be back in 5. Thanks.
Yes.